Hello and welcome to another MCO update on Bitcoin. BTC chart continues to consolidate. What I wanted to explain again is the implications of having a 5-wave move up from the 4th wave low that we've been tracking here since the 7th of April. Yeah, it's important to understand that we can quite reliably count a 5-wave move up, like on many altcoin charts as well. There are many 1-2 setups we're now tracking, specifically across the altcoin sector. And you can see also on the Bitcoin chart that we do have a 5-wave move to the upside. So it is a wave 1, it's a wave 2, that's all done. The 3rd wave done, 4th wave done, 5th wave still unfolding, but that is a solid 5-wave pattern to the upside. And the price has also reached resistance level, Fibonacci resistance level at $104,680. You actually see that a little bit better on our daily time frame. So it's the 88.7 Fib level here, 104,480, yeah. And the move to the upside, as you can clearly see, seems to be a diagonal pattern, and it seems to be nearly complete. So I can't say it's complete yet. We don't have any break below any micro support levels or anything, but I would say, you know, it just looks full. Okay. On the smallest time frame, I can definitely make a case for one more high. In fact, I'm tracking that on various other altcoin charts. I mean, for example, on Ethereum, Ethereum chart, anybody who watched the video knows that the Ethereum chart does allow still for one more high. The Solana chart does allow for one more high, but we talk about the smallest degrees now, yeah? So Solana, it might turn into a wave 4 weekend, so we might stretch a little sideways for the next 24 hours and then ideally would get one more high. That's across the sector. And of course on the Bitcoin chart, that can happen as well. I mean, Bitcoin essentially is leading. On the Bitcoin chart, I can't say it really needs that one more high. Okay, on some chart, it's, let's say, clearer than on other charts. But again, this is really just noise. From a daily chart point of view, this is really just noise. So what I'm tracking here is the support area for wave 2, which will really become relevant once we start the next pullback. So it's important to understand that this is a standard support area. Now, the white scenario remains preferred, and the white count still allows for a rally to 130K or higher. 130K is sort of the next milestone target. That 5-wave move puts Bitcoin in a solid position. And then the corrective pullback here. If it happens, it's not started yet. So if the pullback is a corrective one in wave B, then a C-wave rally from there could take us really to 130K. Now, if the market continues to grind higher without any pullback, it can of course do that, then it can still reach my target, it would just not follow, let's say, the typical or ideal wave structure. People ask me, can it be that Bitcoin just grinds higher more directly? And of course that could happen, yeah. I mean, I can always say that, and that's not the most probable scenario, but hey, maybe this was our B wave. I can say that. This would be 3 waves in wave A, a very weak B wave. Of course I can't rely on it, can I? So, but it is of course a possibility, which is why I've got this red line here, which is our signal line. So only really below that line, I have a confirmation that we are starting that B wave. Yes, there are further indications on the smaller time frame patterns I'm tracking. When they break, then we might have started a pullback, so we get an early signal. We don't have to wait for the market to break below that 93,460 level, but still, best confirmation will be a break below that level there, 93,460. So that could of course happen, then the market could grind quite directly to 130K, maybe even higher. So that's of course possible. It's just not the most probable scenario, but the trend is still up. That's very important to understand. There hasn't really been any rejection. My view, a pullback is very likely. I think we should expect one. I think we have to be ready for one. The risk is high now, given that we have that 5-wave move up completed, or at least it's full, okay? But as I shared with you guys on X a few days ago, I shared it with in the first Bitcoin video today. Just because a wave count is full doesn't mean there's a pullback. So it's the same, like I did read a comment on YouTube earlier today, someone who said he's getting out of crypto or something because he the price reached one of my targets and then he shorted. And I'm like, okay. So he's getting frustrated, right? But why do you short? There was no short trade setup. So there was no confirmation of a move down. People shorting when the momentum is still up. Why? Okay, you have no defined top. You just don't. So that's the problem. So it's all about just having a plan, waiting for the market to tell us what's happening. And at the moment, the trend is still up. Yes, the move up is now full in wave A, at least. Yeah. If this interpretation is correct, we should see a B wave pullback soon. At least this is the most probable scenario. I mean, that interpretation is correct because it is just generally how markets move. 5 waves up, 3 waves down. But sometimes the market likes to take the lower probability path. It's just what it is. Does happen. But if you look at the extent of that rally, I mean, usually after a move like that, the correction at some point is quite extensive. Yeah. So at some point you get these decent corrections that will then again take weeks and will be boring again. So I'm quite glad we see that movement at the moment, but I mean, don't be surprised when the correction starts. It's gonna start probably soon, I would say. At the same time, the trend is still up, and we use the shorter time frame, Bitcoin short-term chart, to understand when a pullback has started. At the moment, the market is still moving in the sideways triangle I shared with you in the previous video update today. Is simply extending a little bit, but it's still a sideways consolidation pattern. I don't think it's just going to move sideways like that over the weekend. It needs to do something. It might come down into support to grind and test the maybe the 38.2 retracement at 100,890 or so. But overall, the idea is that as long as this micro support is holding at 99.9K, the idea is we could still move a bit higher. So yeah, that's how I see at the moment the Bitcoin charts. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Yeah, and if you're interested, check out our membership. We currently have this offer that the first period, the first month is basically at a reduced price for 50% discount. So you can check it out. If you don't like it, then you just cancel after that month and that's fine. If you like it, then you can just join a community of thousands of traders. We've got many members that have been with us since the beginning, 2021, still with us. So highly appreciate it. And it's a great community we're building. So feel free to check out if it works for you to connect. And on Sunday, we've got our member live stream where we typically cover a lot of coins and discuss charts. You can ask questions, so on. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.